Welcome, everybody, to another episode of This Should Have Been Recorded Hash podcast. So, in the small pre-conversation that we normally do, uh, and it's always very short. Jeff mentioned that it should have been recorded, so that's why I pressed the record button. Jeff, what are you up to?
Uh, I don't know. You always bring some topic. Why are you passing this to me now? Where is the StarCraft game?
Yeah, the StarCraft game is going to be there in 5 minutes. I'm still downloading it.
Yeah, I thought you lived in a first world country with good internet.
Yes, but I'm using some shitty site to rip it off YouTube. So
You
those
know,
speeds are throttled.
uh, you should use YouTube DL or some of these other command line tools.
Yeah, I don't have any
Linux.
add-ons right now in this browser.
No, it's not add-on. It's a command line program that you run in your computer, but you use your Windows, right?
Yes, but the
Unfortunately.
thing is, so there used to be I used to know all these hacks, right? So you could change the URL and you get the MP4 file directly from YouTube, that kind of stuff. But none
No,
of that
no.
works anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't work. There's these command line programs that they discover how to get this stuff from YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and YouTube changes. What the hell? YouTube changes stuff every month or every. They always change stuff. So these people, they go there and they update these programs, and then you just run the program. It works for you. But you have to use Linux or Mac to get these things to work.
In any event, you you're trying to build a blockchain. Did I get that right?
Yes, I'm trying to build a blockchain for names.
Ah, so we're not going to talk about that because we talked about that last week.
But we didn't finish the
Okay,
conversation.
go ahead. What are you
I don't
working
I
on?
don't remember. I don't remember what I was going to say. Something about limits. I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember. We did
So
we
in
did a lot of preparation for this episode.
uh-huh. So I think I gave up on the entire idea.
Really,
Yeah, because
you don't
okay,
wanna
so
you don't want a separate blockchain.
I don't believe in a separate blockchain. And based on what we discussed last week on the fact that nobody uses URLs anymore, etc. So
Hmm.
the added value of that stuff is there's only added value if they are unique names. So it has to be like a one global state of just the names, right? So no top level domains and subdomains and that kind of stuff. So it has to be just Jeff or just Nike or just Facebook or just Google, right? Not
Yeah,
nothing because if I looked at all the top level domains and there are like a shit ton of them,
yes,
1,600 or something. I mean, what's the point? What's the point of it?
yeah.
I mean,
It's ridiculous. It's stupid.
so
Yeah.
there's no point to it anymore.
Before there
Um,
was .com, and
correct. Yeah.
.com was as if it didn't exist, right? Everybody just assumed the .com, so it worked. But now you can't memorize any URL anymore. Like you want to
Hmm.
go to the website of a company, you can't type that company name .com because you won't find it there. It may be on company name .xyz or sexy love city Korea.
Yeah, so there's no point in doing that type of stuff, I think. Um, so then, and that's the only way I can make it work, doing it on chain, because otherwise it just wouldn't scale if you would actually use all the. Because I looked at how many websites there are, just there are just too many websites. So
How many?
a lot
More
of
than
them
a
were
thousand.
dormant. More, yeah, there are more than 1,000. Can you even imagine, Jeff? There are more than 1,000 websites. What are
Did you
these
heard?
people doing on the internet? All you need is boobs.com, wikipedia.com, youtube.com,
Have
and
you heard about that guy?
my particular interest.forum.com.
Yes.
That's the only thing you need. But for some reason, there are more than 1,000.
How can people memorize all these URLs?
Correct. How do they even find anything on the internet?
Have you heard
Uh,
about that boy? I don't know if this is a Brazilian thing or I don't remember that a school boy that betted against the other boy that he would print all the internet and bring to school or something like that. Yeah, apparently that happened.
well, I guess when this occurred. I mean, if it was somewhere in the 90s, then maybe.
Yeah, I think it was. I think I heard this story more than 10 years ago.
Okay, yeah. Well, still, then 10 years ago, it's
Yeah.
already a lost cause. So, no. So you need a global state of all the names that are particular names, and then yeah. So then I don't see it happening. Then you would need like a separate chain, and I don't
Yes.
particularly believe in that. So, but you do. So what's your plan?
Uh, I don't know if it's going to work, but just a chain with a name. You buy a name, you keep the name, and you can do point the name to other stuff without any shenanigans, any trying to be fancy. I've heard these ideas about you make a chain, but you reserve the egg icon DNS top level domains and .com domains, and you reserve that to these companies. And if you don't do that, it will not work because Microsoft will want the Microsoft domain, and if Microsoft doesn't support this blockchain, it will die. Something like that. I don't believe in these shenanigans. I just want a simple, stupid buy a name, keep the name. But what I'm struggling with is like how to get it technically done. But I think it will work with the space chain stuff, and without the shit space token that Ruben invented, I don't like that. I want just the names and no tokens. And
Okay, but how would you buy the name? How would you claim a name on the chain?
you pay a miner outside the chain. You pay with Lightning or you pay
Okay, but
with
how
your
how are
credit
you
card.
insured? Okay, but
You
how are
don't
you?
insure. You don't insure. You don't insure. You trust the miner to mine your transaction. You give the transaction to the miner and tell him to put that thing in a block. And then the miner takes a bunch of transactions from people and makes a block and puts the block on the chain and takes the hash of the block, puts on the Bitcoin chain.
Okay, but okay, so I'm a miner. You come to me and you
Y-
say, I would
Yeah,
like to I would like to put Fiat Jeff on the chain. And then I'm like, that's a really good idea. So I take your money, I claim Fiat Jeff because apparently there's a market for the name Fiat Jeff. So I claim the name Fiat Jeff and then I come back to you. It's like, well, thank you for the money that you gave to me earlier, but apparently I own Fiat Jeff, so you can buy it from me again.
no, if you don't include the transaction, you have to return the money, right?
Oh, then,
That's what's expected.
then the blockchain police comes. Wee 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 wee.
No, you do that based on trust. But yeah, the front running problem is real too. How do you solve the front running problem? You have to put a hash of the name, and then you later review the name that you bought.
Yeah. So I was thinking maybe you can if you would maybe you could do it something like on blinded signature just based on eCash tokens. So um, there is just one coordinating server that
No, no, no. Government will blow that up with a bomb.
correct. Yeah, probably. But that's how you could solve that issue. But then you would probably then you're like propping up ICANN basically. So yeah, uh, I'm not sure. I think we'll just have to readjust to this. We'll just have to readjust to it's just
You,
keys.
you've seen Nostra. You didn't see, right? But people have keys,
Yeah,
and I thought it would. I think it works actually, but
yeah, sure. I mean,
I think it works. I think like people find others. That's what I had in mind. Like you find other people because you're following someone, and that person interacted with the other
Hmm.
one and posted a link to someone else's profile or something, and then you just click and you see the key, but you don't have to memorize the key, and that kind of works. But people also they love the names, so they put this. We made these DNS links from Nostr pub keys to DNS domains, and people are using that a lot. Although I don't think it's being used to find people very much. There are search engines on Nostr too, and these work better, as you
Yeah,
said,
so it's probably like it's that would be the conclusion that you just solve the issue via search engines.
which is very sad.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, I agree, but we're living in a world where people share screenshots via Jeff. I mean, it's lost anyway. There's no
Yeah.
hope. It's done. Okay, so the game's done. So give me a minute, or well, I don't need a minute. I can do it faster than a minute, actually. There we go. Select 3. Oh, don't start yet. And I do this, and then do you see anything?
Yes,
This
I
is
see.
yes. This is where you say yes, and then this is where I
Did I
do three.
didn't I say anything? You
Yeah,
not you
yeah,
see?
yeah, yeah. It's fine.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and then I do 3, 2, 1, and now I press the play button so I can fix it in post production. Go.
No, just
What?
put this.
What's wrong?
Well, why are you going to fix anything?
No,
Just
I need a cue because I'm going to edit in the video
oh, okay, I
of the
see.
game. So
I
I need a
see.
cue as to where I'm actually starting the thing, so I know where to put it.
Okay,
And there's subtle
I'm
ways
glad
of
you
doing
did
it,
that.
but I have audience contempt, so I don't do any subtle ways. I just do it explicitly.
The audience likes the way it is. We even got a donation for this
Yeah,
show.
yeah. But okay. Well, we only got a donation because you took the money hostage in the first place.
I didn't took I didn't take the money.
Yes,
Uh,
you took a lot of people's
I
money
just made it
hostage.
very difficult for them to withdraw. But if they have patience, eventually something will
If they
happen.
have patience and trust, then eventually.
Well, they were already having trust. Yeah. Well, it was good that this bot was shut down. So now apparently, like, at least I'm safe from the regulators, right?
I think no. The risk of regulators getting involved only increased.
Really, because
Yeah, because
I'm stealing the money.
yes, because you're taking
I
it
am
off.
not. I am not. I'm going to pay out the money. I've been paying a lot of money, but manually is very hard, and I don't want to write software, and the software will be buggy, just like the
Uh-huh.
bot was.
Then you
So
might have
I
just
don't know
well
what to
just
do.
fixed, or you can just spend. Now you're spending a lot of time.
Yes, I am.
Uh, so why not just fix LNTX bot?
There are too many bugs. I, I don't know what to do.
But
How to
can you
proceed.
just re-roll it to a state where it did work?
It was working, and then it stopped working. I didn't do anything. Like it
Uh,
just stopped. The thing. There's a thing inside there
but
that
is
is
it a
started
Telegram
to.
issue?
No, it's on my side. It just started to eat a lot of money, a lot of memory,
Ah,
and
okay.
then it started crashing, and I couldn't find the bug. I tried a lot. I
Okay.
tried too many things to find the bug, but I couldn't. Yeah, maybe I could roll back it. I don't know, but if I roll back, I may introduce other bugs.
Um.
Okay,
Okay. Well. So.
this map's called blockchain or not?
This might be.
No, I
Yeah.
think
This
it's
might.
not. I think it's not.
No.
Do you think this is
No. It looks
like
like because we played a game on blockchain, right?
yeah? This is
Um.
not blockchain. This is
Yeah, this is not blockchain, but it
Enigma
has the same
something.
feature. It has this. So I have to explain for the audience that obviously is watching the game. So it has this feature that they showed it earlier. I'm not going to rewind because that's a hell to do in.
No, don't do that. You mean
Yeah,
the geyser stuff.
Yeah, so it's there are geysers, and if you build a refinery or an extractor or an assimilator, but there are no protos in this game, so there won't be any assimilators on it, then it will block the path or opens the path. No,
It opens the path.
it opens the
The
path, right?
assimilator is smaller than the geyser.
No, the assimilator is larger than the.
It's smaller.
Oh wait, so they're already built on it, right? Correct. So there these.
If you break the assimilators,
Yes,
no
if
one
you
can pass
build the
anymore.
assimilator, nobody can pass there anymore.
Yeah.
Even if you, but first, if you want to pass, then you have to destroy the eggs in the first place,
Yes. Well,
and then
what if you build an assimilator? I think you can't, right? They
no,
make
you can't.
something.
No, no, I don't. No, I don't think you can build the simulators there or structures. So these are these quirky tricks that they introduced into map making to introduce features.
Yeah,
It's
very
funny.
good. It's
You,
very
you
good.
you never played the use map setting games, right?
What maps? I played what?
Oh, the use UMS, the use map setting games in StarCraft.
I don't know what that is.
So there are these custom maps.
Hmm.
You never played,
I've seen it. I've seen it. I know what you're talking about.
like turret defense or
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
Dota stuff, or you're replaying Helm's Deep or whatever. You never did any of those, did you?
I didn't play. I watched a video one day, a very small video. It was very boring. I turned it off. Of this Helm's Deep thing you're talking about.
Mhm. So there, it's really impressive what they
You,
managed
you
to do.
you don't get anything extra on these. Yeah, it's just normal StarCraft.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, okay. So it's normal StarCraft, but it's not. It's not normal StarCraft.
Yeah, but you don't get to build magical features.
Yes,
That
but this is the thing. So for instance, they managed to do it they managed to get it to a point where you can play like an RPG, and so you have a single character, and that single character has abilities, right, and
Mhm.
spells, and they can cast the spells, and those spells are like created out of explosion animations of units and stuff. So then you like you're shooting a fireball, and then it like it's amazing, dude. They
But
they have like entire
you
animations.
can edit like these people that make these maps. They can edit uh, the the effects. No, the like you fire a spell, a custom spell made
Uh-huh.
by these animations, and it damages stuff.
Yes, yeah,
And yeah, but you can
yeah,
edit that. Like if you wanted to make a map with a marine that is stronger than it is normally, you could or not.
yeah. Sure, you can change all the parameters. So they even got to the point where you can uh you have like the marine, but then it shoots like
Like a
lasers, like a
dragoon.
wraith. So it doesn't shoot just like regular shots, but it actually shoots like uh, the wraith lasers, like pew pew, and they can alter all the parameters of the damage type and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So they,
This
but
seems to
this is like
be.
next level hacking of StarCraft. Basically, it's this is all stuff that is pretty modern. Um, yeah, so it's very impressive. But like I said, they have like entire animations. They were able to stretch up. This is going to be hard to explain. So normally you have this game called um, Special Marine Forces.
Mm.
So you have like you start out with a marine, and you can upgrade the attack and the defense of the marine, and you can buy more marines, and you kill more. When you get money by killing units and buildings and stuff, and then you try to clear the map. And then if you just take like normal StarCraft and just build with the regular building blocks that you have, there's only so much of there's so much domain you can stretch things into. as to it would take time, because at some point things will just scale, right, to a certain point. So the game would last an hour, for let's say, or maybe 3 hours max. You can make a game as complex that will take 3 hours max. And now they're just able to introduce so much more stuff that a game can last like 8 hours. And then at 8 hours you're fighting a final boss and you can
Can
still
you
lose.
pause? Can you pause the game?
No, you can't. You can't pause the game. But
Because it's
it's like an
online.
entire. It's like an entire. Like it's the entire RPG thing that I mentioned, and
Yeah,
then and then you have like the end boss, and you're probably still gonna lose against the end boss because it's still
after
too difficult.
play for 8 hours. Okay, you play that. You spend 8 hours playing this stuff.
Yeah, I've played those maps. Yeah,
Oh,
it's impressive, right? Because and you go to shops and you buy these items, and then you get special buffs and all that type of stuff. It's fascinating what they're able to put into these maps. Maybe next week I'll rip one uh, from YouTube,
hmm.
and then we can watch it
Eight
for eight
hours.
hours.
We have an 8 hours
Yes,
podcast.
we're gonna have the 8 hour podcast. We're gonna do a marathon to celebrate the fact that we got our 10th episode. We're gonna do an 8 hour marathon.
Yeah, come to the party we're going to give to celebrate this 10th episode at Constance's house.
No, at my forest.
Yeah, everybody bring their desktop computers. We're gonna play StarCraft on the forest.
Um, is there any Bitcoin related stuff you want to talk about?
Ordinals.
Do you
No, no
you,
one.
you
I
want to
don't
talk
care.
about ordinals?
No, I don't know what's happening in Bitcoin anymore. What's happening?
So the upvolt is happening.
Is it going to be activated? Of
I'm not
course not,
sure.
right?
No, I mean, it's it goes back to what we discussed in a few episodes ago with Jeremy Rubin and UpCTV. I do think it's interesting that now you have upvolt as a proposal, and I think the upvolt as a proposal and the discussion around it, it it matured because there is CTV, and I mean people have spent time in relation to UpCTV. Maybe Jeremy was like, maybe he could have waited. Maybe he didn't have the patience, right? I'm not gonna blame him if he doesn't have the patience, but maybe the just discussion just needs another 2 years or something.
Hmm.
I,
Uh,
I I get why all the covenant stuff is non-trivial. Uh,
yeah, there are good arguments about all these things, but
I don't necessarily think they're so. With covenants in general, I think people need to shut the fuck up. I mean, I don't see any reason why covenants are that special, as opposed to any other thing. But I think the main thing, but we discussed this already. But the main thing in the background, there's like simplicity is looming, but but we're aware that it's very far away. But then
what
it's like, okay, but what are you going to do in the meantime, assuming that simplicity is going to come eventually? Are you just not going to do anything, or is the thing that you're going to do, is it very small and
I don't
specified,
think
or
people are expecting simplicity to happen. It's just Adam Beck and a couple of other people that want that. Yeah, really, really, really.
I'm
Like
not
all
sure.
these people that oppose CTV, they would oppose simplicity. Like they would have much more arguments to oppose simplicity.
I guess so. Yeah, sure.
So yeah, I think simplicity. If they think CTV has a risk to Bitcoin, oh, simplicity has a much larger risk.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So
I
and CTV has really no risk at all. But the best argument I've found against CTV was that it would add some complexity to the code, and you have to maintain that like 5 lines checking a hash. Like, oh, you have to maintain that forever. You can't have these
Mhm.
without blah blah blah. But simplicity is a giant, enormous beast.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, it
I
is.
don't think I've lost all my hope. I don't think it will ever happen.
Um, yeah, I haven't lost my hope on that front. I mean, all we have to do to get simplicity into Bitcoin is to make a picture in Paint and just share all these screenshots that say that simplicity is awesome, and then we'll get it into in no time.
Yeah, we can edit the edit tweets, make fake tweets from Gregor
Right?
Maxwell saying
Yeah.
that simplicity is great, and we get that.
So we'll just psyop simplicity into Bitcoin. It's fine.
So, what do you think about Hive Mind?
Um,
You haven't read anything about it or heard anything about it.
yes, but only at the time when it came out. But you already mentioned it. Uh,
So, but the general idea of predictive markets, aren't you interested in that? You should be. It would fit your psychology to like these things.
no, I don't. I don't. No, I don't. Actually, I don't.
So
Most
the base.
financial constructions are not
Wait,
particularly
there are
interesting.
battle cruises there. What? Sorry,
Hmm?
I was looking at the battle cruises.
Yeah, there are battle cruises in this game. Maybe we should just talk about the game for a minute. So,
I think we're going to lose our listeners. We have a lot of listeners now. You have to not be very mindful of what we say. I have one question for you. Like,
okay.
is this land on the right here, and the is this an upper, like it's higher terrain than the one on the left? Like
Uh,
this
y-
ramp, the links are passing. Is it a ramp?
yes. Um, yes, I think. Yeah, I think. But it's a semi low ground, so you can look up.
Yeah, and you don't miss shots.
Yes. You will miss shot. That's a good question. I think. Well, you have vision, but I think you do miss shots,
Hmm.
or you don't.
Arthos said it is the same level. It's not upper and right terrain, so it's the same level.
Yeah, yeah. I
But
think you don't miss shots because you do have vision. So I would guess you won't miss shots. So it's like it's a faux ramp.
yeah, it's very confusing.
What do you think of Terran versus Zerg as a Protoss player?
I think Zerg is overpowered when they get defilers. Then the Marines just die, and I don't understand why the Zerg doesn't always get defilers. Because there are these games they don't. They they just do lurker forever.
Well, that's it's. I guess it's rather intensive to control them, but yeah,
Mm.
sure. The violers are very annoying. It's very much up to the Terran to you're basically spending the entire game just trying to mitigate the Zerg.
So they don't get defilers.
You know, so they will get the vilers, but you just keep them. You try to keep them as small as possible.
Oh, but in these pro games I watch
Hmm.
on this Artosis channel, uh, they don't. Very often they don't get defilers.
Mm. Well,
Mm.
it's better if you kill them before that. But generally, like from a meta perspective, you just keep pressure on it so they can't get they can't get all the expansions, and they have to make fighting units instead of drones. Because if you just allow them to keep expanding and make drones, then they'll just eventually swarm you.
Yeah,
because their
yeah.
growth rates just is exponential. So it's they'll outgrow you too quickly. Eventually, you can't keep up. So you keep suppressing them the old game long, and they just keep getting stronger because then they get Mutalisks, and that's annoying, or they get Lurkers, or they get Lurkers later, and those are annoying. And then all of a sudden they have the Defilers, and they're like, oh crap. And then they also get Ultralisks, and like the Ultralisk is there's no solution against the Ultralisk. Well, I mean, you can go mech, but there's no solution. Like if you're going bio regularly, there's no solution against the Ultralisk other than just having a lot of Marines.
Mm.
Um,
The solution is to not let them get a lot of ultras.
yep. So the solution is just to make sure they don't get a lot of stuff in general. And I
Look at
guess
that
that's what we're
SCV
seeing
just
here. So.
patiently mining there while the ultra attacks him.
Also,
So
what also plays in is that uh, Zerg skills to a larger extent because their the supply of the individual units is a lot lower because Zerglings
yeah,
is like
oh,
two Zerglings for one supply, and Hydralisks also only one supply. So they have just for the 200 mech supply that they can, if they have 200 mech supply, their army is huge.
yeah, but then they can't control everything unless they are very good.
Ah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not that hard actually to control that type of army. I play
Mm.
Sarkit without hotkeys, or well, I use hotkeys, but not, I don't use them for my army.
Mm.
And it's not that that's a good thing. It's just that I never bothered to learn or teach myself how to use the hotkeys for the army. And I'm generally fast enough to control them manually, so I never bothered. You can do a 200 supply Zerg army. But yeah, it's a lot of work. It's better in StarCraft 2, right? You can just press E. You
I never
select the
played.
entire army.
You
You
select the
never played?
entire army.
Yeah, you can
Really?
select your entire army with just one press.
I never
There's a hot.
played. It's so ugly. That thing is so ugly. That 3D thing.
Hmm.
It's so hard to see the things. I think I have this impression.
You didn't even play the campaign?
No, I did not.
Oh, interesting.
Well, when I played StarCraft, I was young, and StarCraft 2 never happened. Like it was announced, but it would, apparently would never show up. So I stopped playing games. When it showed up, I said, "Oh yeah, interesting," but I don't want to play now.
So apparently there was this article. I didn't read it about the adoption of Bitcoin in Africa.
Hmm.
Did you catch it?
No, I did not.
They explain it explained that Bitcoin got adopt is getting a lot of adoption in Africa for a variety of reasons. Most of them all being that it's shitty over there. People have to flee their country, or the currency is shit, or etc. etc.
Hmm.
And that a lot of people, or well, that people are actually inside of Africa. People are actually using Bitcoin.
Why they
Uh,
don't use stablecoins? Because
uh,
that's what I heard. I hear every time like people saying, "Oh,
I,
stablecoins are awesome for Africans," and etc.
I guess they're also using those. Um,
What I
I
heard
guess.
about some Venezuelan people was that Bitcoin was really catching on in Venezuela,
Hmm.
and then Binance launched an app that it could have dollars in Binance. I don't know how to say this. And then everybody stopped using Bitcoin. They just use the Binance app, which is just a bank, but that escapes regulation from the local government. So people just have these dollar accounts on Binance, and then these stable coins. defenders, they come and use Venezuela as an example of the need we have for stable coins. When in fact, what happened was that Bitcoin was winning, but the stable coins, the Binance app, killed Bitcoin adoption.
Hmm. Interesting. I mean, I get it. Um, I just don't like the stablecoin thing. Is just so it's so weird to me. I don't get. I just don't understand how on earth stablecoins are a thing
Why not?
from a regulatory perspective, right? Why aren't governments just like
Yeah,
people talk? People
yeah,
talk
that's
about
very weird.
people
That's
talk
the
like, well, they're gonna ban Bitcoin. It's like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. But they like, why aren't they banning stablecoins?
Yeah, they did ban like the Liberty Reserve and that other one,
Uh huh.
the gold stuff.
Yeah, but for some reason, it's like they're not banning stablecoins. Like, why? Why? Because of blockchain? It's like it's fucking bullshit. It's like, people is there's someone creating fake dollars.
Yeah, I think the Bitcoin stuff confused the regulators, and they don't understand. And then at this point, when they began to understand, it was already too big, and I don't know.
Well, there's this suggestion that it's actually now in their interest, or at least from American perspective, because uh, it increases the dollar dominance.
Yeah, yeah. I've read something about Circle, the USDC thing,
Hmm.
having gotten a special permission to operate in Venezuela from the American government. Although any American company is forbidden from doing stuff in Venezuela, so it's in their interest.
Yeah, so it's this is
But
this is like an enigma to me. It's like why is this stablecoin thing in the first
what's
place?
what's the name of the gold stablecoin? Gold, BitGold? No,
Bitcoin? Yeah.
eGold. eGold. You remember that? You know what,
Well,
what that is?
I don't remember it, no, but I know about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's an interview with the eGold guy on a podcast that I listened from that Nick Carter. Nick Carter is interviewing the guy, the eGold guy, and the eGold guy is he just hates
eGold. No,
Bitcoin.
I don't know about eGold.
You don't know about eGold.
Oh, I know
It
about
was a
Bitgold.
gold stablecoin.
Okay.
It was like this was pre-Bitcoin. It was 2000. I think it started year 2000 and went until 2009. And in the beginning, it was this anarchistic thing, like you just make an account and you have a balance denominated in gold, and the guy promises you that he has the gold in a vault, and you
Yes, but
transact.
are,
Yeah,
are you talking about the Nick Szabo thing?
no, no,
Oh, okay.
this was just accounts on a website, but it
Okay.
got really popular, uh, and then the government killed the thing,
Uh-huh.
and at the same time the government killed it, Bitcoin appeared, and then the guy hates Bitcoin. If you listen to the interview, the guy is just saying, "Oh, Bitcoin is horrible because you can't do KYC on Bitcoin," and stuff like that. And and he's saying, "Oh, people say that the Bitcoin would solve my e-gold problems that government killed e-gold, but in fact, e-gold was very compliant, and the government was very, very, very nice to me. They didn't kill gold. I don't understand exactly what he's trying to like. If the government didn't kill gold, then why is gold dead? And the guy he says like, oh, someday I'll bring back gold, and then I'll kill Bitcoin with that. Like he has that vibe, which was just a website with balances.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, if you don't know anything about that, you won't appreciate these comments. But
No, but
you should
it's
listen to the interview.
yeah, but it's so the whole point is with the stable coins is like I don't even understand why it isn't just a website with accounts.
Yeah,
Why use blockchain stuff in the first place?
I think that's because if it's a website, the government will ban it. But if
Yeah,
it's
I
a
guess so. Yeah.
yeah,
So okay, stable coins. I don't I don't know. I think
do you think stablecoins damage Bitcoin?
um yeah, sure. Well, yeah, no. I for well, no, the thing with thing with stable coins is like it has the lack of volatility that regular big fiat currencies have, right?
But I just told you the story about the Venezuelan people. If stablecoins didn't exist, they would be using Bitcoin. Of course, they may prefer the stablecoin. That's
Uh-huh.
why they're using it. But why do we care about that? We only want Bitcoin adoption, right?
No, okay, so
In the long run,
the
it's
reason
better to use Bitcoin for
yes, so
everybody.
the point is that I get why people are preferring stablecoins over Bitcoin because of the volatility thing, but eventually, over time, I'd suggest that Bitcoin is just more superior.
More
If
superior.
yeah,
Okay,
so
sorry.
yes, so Bitcoin will be superior, but the um, but yeah, up until the time that the volatility is just too much of a thing, then they'll go. So it's not it's only hurting Bitcoin because they were using Bitcoin for this very marginal use case that was a semi fit, and then something came around that was a better fit, and then it's like, okay, we're not going to use Bitcoin for that now. But I think it's only it's like on a time scale. So I don't see any reason why they wouldn't use Bitcoin in however many years, right? And I
Well,
don't think
Bitcoin.
it people are not necessary to get to that point. So did it slow things down? Yeah, maybe a little bit, I guess.
Do you think do you think shitcoins hurt Bitcoin?
Um,
No, for the same reasons, right?
uh, well, I don't see any particular use for shitcoins. I understand the use for quote unquote stable coins, but I don't see any use for shitcoins other than fleecing money from idiots. So I think or I think shitcoins hurt in general, right? They hurt Bitcoin, but they just hurt in general. They hurt everything. They're noise.
Yeah, but then it's a noise that's attached to Bitcoin. It's a
Hmm.
noise, and like people get interested in Bitcoin, and then they see the shitcoin, and they go
Yeah,
to the
they get
shitcoin stuff.
distracted. Yeah,
Yeah, I did that. A lot of people did that.
most of everybody did that, dude.
Yeah,
I guess everybody because the um even if you were there early, then nobody came to that necessarily came to that conclusion uh at the start.
yeah. It was
So
only safety showed the way to us. Otherwise, we would all be on the shitcoin land. Like because shitcoin, they have this thing. You can do a lot of stuff. You can do a lot of stuff here, and Bitcoin is just this boring thing. And then safety comes and says Bitcoin is the boring thing, and that's what's important. And then everybody switches again from shitcoins to Bitcoin. And without safety, maybe Bitcoin was dead today.
that's a very nice story. The problem is that this entire discussion was way before Seyfedin showed up into the space. But okay.
What
Um,
was the discussion? Like
um,
that Bitcoin should be boring because it was going
uh,
to kill central banks
so
because it was sound money.
did you listen to or watch uh fuck um Bitcoin Uncensored?
No, it did not.
So basically, during that time, I guess most of the discussions were already had.
When was that? 2014 or 15?
Uh, maybe a bit earlier.
Stop typing. I'm hearing your keyboard.
Yeah, but I'm looking to see when Bitcoin
You
Uncensored
don't
was.
have one of those mechanical keyboards.
Nope.
Oh,
I have a,
you're
I have
so
a,
you're so out of fashion.
I have a shitty keyboard that's like $10 that I bought just because I needed a keyboard.
Yeah, that's the correct way to buy keyboards.
Yes. It's like a shitty trust one, right? You know that? Oh, I didn't actually buy this one. I traded this one. I got so I don't know. I traded this keyboard. So maybe it's better than the $10 one. I don't know.
You know, these people they are buying mechanical keyboards, and some people are telling me that I should buy one, and I said, but is it better? Does it make me more efficient? Does it make my life better? And the answer was, oh, it's so cool, and this it sounds nice. And then I watched some videos on YouTube about people talking about mechanical keyboards, and the arguments they had was always, oh, my friends were impressed, and my my table, my office, it looks cool with this mechanical keyboard.
Do you know who's very much into keyboards?
Ruben Sonson,
Richard Hart.
I don't know this guy. I only know it's a scammer.
Are you inside a car?
No, there's rain outside.
Oh, it almost sounded like you put on your turn signal. Oh,
Hmm,
never mind.
I didn't listen to that. And you hearing the rain?
Ah, okay.
Maybe.
Well, I hear a lot of stuff. Um, yeah, I can't seem to figure out when the Bitcoin Uncensored was,
Doesn't
or
matter.
when they started.
The producer for this show, Sikander, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's your cousin from Scandinavia.
Yeah.
He he had a torrent with all the episodes,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but I tried to download it. I think it was dead. I'm
Hmm.
not sure. I think Mike and Space has a Dropbox or something, or at least there is a Dropbox with a whole bunch of the episodes. But it's interesting. I mean, most of the discussions were already had during that time. Um,
Yeah, I should listen to that. But it's so huge, so many episodes with so
mhm.
long durations. I imagine it's most of it is shit like this episode here.
Uh-huh. Yeah, sure. Well, I think they had a bit more signal than us. We have a bit more noise, I guess, but who knows?
Literally.
No, it was an
Yeah.
interesting I mean, that early time was interesting about the discussions that were had. But it's difficult to. It's like the same problem you have with coding, I think, or like developing software development. So the increase of new developers is just too big for the set of existing developers onboarding the new set of developers. So you have like a huge amount of people that are forced to make the same mistake over and over and over and over again every generation.
Hmm.
Um, and because I think it was like I don't know the number anymore, like doubling every 5 years or something, or 10x every 5 years, something silly like that. So it might have been actually a 10x every 5 years. So maybe we're actually getting to a point where we don't have that anymore because we already covered the entire population. Everybody is a programmer now.
You're talking about programming, or I thought you were talking about
Yeah,
Bitcoin. People
no.
interested
So
in Bitcoin.
I was putting the analogy. So we have like hype cycles every 4 year, and then so many people come in.
We don't have hype cycles every 4 years. Like we had this, but it's not a given. It's not
Okay,
a
whatever. We've had hype cycles every 4 year,
Yeah,
And
but
then
people believe in these patterns that they will repeat in the future. It's not. There's no guarantee of any of that. Okay, go on.
so in any event, the amount so there's a new wave of people coming in. I guess they're getting exponentially. They have been getting exponentially larger. So then there's just simply not enough boots on the ground to onboard all these people with to get them into the lore, right? To introduce them into the lore of the canon of the Bitcoin discussion or the crypto discussion.
But you can scale these introductions. Like now, there. I don't know how it was before, but there are 1,000 Bitcoin podcasts now, and
Yes, but at the same time, there are a million. There are 1,000 Bitcoin podcasts, and there are a million shitcoin podcasts. I don't actually know if there are a million shitcoin
well, I
podcasts,
don't
right?
think there are these many shitcoin podcasts. I
Oh,
was
but
I was searching for shitcoin podcasts. True
yes, but
difference.
they don't make podcasts. They make YouTube videos every single day talking about the price
Yes, yes, but I think people
with
that are
silly
mildly
thumbnails.
interested in stuff, they won't be losing a lot of time in these, right? I don't know.
Yes, but they're not interested in they're interested in the price. Most people coming into this, they're interested in the price
Yeah,
because
but
they think
these people are hopeless. But I wasn't
yes.
interested in the price at all when I came to Bitcoin, and still I got seduced by shitcoins, and that happened with a lot of people.
Yeah. So that happens to most everybody.
They were
And
not interested in the price.
okay, fair enough. Even if you're not interested in the price, then there's more than enough noise, right? Especially like where's all the stuff happening? Like it's in the Ethereum thing.
Well, I guess this narrative won't work for too much longer because there's
I don't
nothing
know.
happening. There's nothing
Okay,
happening. The only things that happen in Ethereum are NFTs and DeFi, and no one knows what DeFi is. I don't know if anyone is interested in that. Like it's just a concept that sounds attractive, and people will think the price will go up because of that. And the NFT stuff, it's just a bunch of morons. And okay, these things they all move towards us now. So I think Ethereum can just die, and no one will even notice. Yeah.
well maybe.
What do you
Um,
say about the Africa stuff?
I don't have much to say about the African stuff. I would need to read the article. I
Okay.
just heard about it today. So um,
So about Richard Hart,
yeah,
everybody says he wasn't a scammer before, but he looks like a scammer. He talks like a scammer.
no,
His
he was a
face is the.
scammer.
He
He
was
was
always
the
a scam.
he was a scammer. He did like Viagra Ponzi shit or like affiliate marketing. Sorry,
Yeah, but okay. So he
he
was a
was a
scammer. You were
yeah.
the
You
first
can
person to say that because the first time I saw him was talking
uh,
about that hex scam,
no. So
and
I
then
let me explain. So you have if you Google Spam King and then Richard Hart or Richard Schuler, uh, Richard
I don't
Schuler.
think I should.
There's this there's stuff about him. It's a very old picture where they call him the spam king because he did the email spam stuff, affiliate marketing for pills. I don't know, something like that. And um, so yeah, he did that, and then at a certain point he started a YouTube channel, and this I guess there was a lot of time in between here. And then he started a YouTube channel, and he was trying to do the self help thing. So
Hmm.
he sat in his throne and he put on a silly top hat and then uh, discussed self help stuff and how to be a better person because I think he went to like a seminar of some type of dude who did the self help some self help seminar and he's just like okay maybe I can replicate this stuff and that didn't get any traction and then he started to talk about Bitcoin and that did get a lot of traction and that's when he got and then very early on he actually had an interview with Chris Rose And that it's very very weird episode. He's like lying down, and the camera's straight on top of his face or something, and I guess he did the affinity thing really well because he said all the right things, right? He just sounded like the perfect Bitcoiner,
Hmm.
and he's very articulate. Um, so then he got into like the Bitcoin scene, um, and he bashed Ethereum and all he did all the right stuff. And at that point, he was like, okay, fuck, I need to make money out of this. So first he wanted to do first he wanted to fork Bitcoin in order to make like money with a Bitcoin fork. And then no, wait, there's a step before that. So then he came up with this thing to do computational fluid dynamics because he knew a guy or something like a physics professor who made a computational fluid dynamics engine. So he knew this guy with this engine, and he was like, maybe I can build like a crypto blockchain market for uh, um, computational work. So instead of doing mining like hashing, you do the mining, quote unquote, to do computational fluid dynamics, and then it's useful. Um, so he was looking to build something like that, and then I guess that was just too complicated, um, because I guess he wanted to do an ICO for it at some point, or like sell tokens. And then he figures like, okay, maybe it's easier to fork Bitcoin and do something with that. Um, and then that wasn't gonna work out, and so I think he
He was doing all that in public, like talking about it in his show or something like that.
sort no. So
And
yeah,
you were following him, like following for all his tricks.
so there are reasons why I know this stuff. Let's keep it at that. So um, and then he yeah, so then I think he gauged that the Ethereum thing was just getting more popular, and everything was happening on Ethereum. So I think instead of doing the Bitcoin fork, he thought like, okay, I'll just do something on Ethereum, and that's when he pivoted it to like this hex thing,
Yeah,
and started to develop that. He still included like the Bitcoin fork in the sense that you could claim these hex tokens
yeah,
based on,
I remember
yeah, but
something like that.
so you could
But
claim
this
them
thing
based
was
on your.
so obviously a scam. I don't understand
So
how.
he's smart, right? So what he did, he built this scheme where it's like a machine, and you can put money into the machine,
You know
and
how
then
Hex works. Why did
yeah,
you lose your time? Why did you waste your time with that?
like I said,
Okay,
there are reasons why I know this stuff, right?
okay,
So he built Hex, and basically Hex is like a machine where you put the money into the machine, and there you can pull some levers and gears, and you can and then at a later time some coins get out of, you put coins into the machine, and then coins come out of the machine, and you're basically playing this game with other people of putting money into the machine and getting it out, and that's like the staking stuff. And he sold it with this bullshit narrative about it being a long-term deposit thing. uh, he had some bullshit narratives around it, but this is basically what it was. But the whole point of it is that um, you could claim like hacks with Bitcoin by just for free, by just proving that you owned a UTXO. But
yeah,
that was very marginal. You'd get fuck all hacks from claiming it with Bitcoin. The real way you get it was just to buy it with ETH, right?
yeah.
So this is the first wave where Richard made money because people were sending ETH basically to Richard to buy these tokens, right? So that's the first wave where you got money, just people giving ETH to Richard to get these silly tokens. But then the second thing is that there are all these bonuses and um, and punishments and whatever, all these bells and whistles going on. I don't know, like 50% of all the bonuses and like 50% of all the penalties and stuff, they went straight to this address within the contract, and then nobody knows where this money is going to or who owns the address. And if people ask Richard, and then he's like, "Well, I'm not going to tell you. Like, why do you care? Blah 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 blah." So first, people give Eve to Richard to get these silly tokens, and then while playing the stupid game within hacks, most of the tokens go to that address and get to go to Richard again. So he owns like most of the supply anyway. Plus, everybody that got into the scheme paid Richard to get into it. It's so stupid. And I meant he didn't lie. The So that's like I said, he's smart. He didn't lie, but he told people the truth in some sort of roundabout but also very blatant way that if you actually listen, you'd like, you're a fucking idiot to put your money into this. And I guess that's his reasoning as to, it's like, I'm telling you the straight up truth. You're an idiot if you put money into this. So you're the idiot to blame. You can blame yourself if you do this, right? So that's that. But he's very much into keyboards, or he was.
You told this entire story because of the keyboard. I had
Yeah.
forgotten. Yeah, okay. I just mentioned that because people keep saying that, oh, he was a Bitcoin maxi and then he became a shitcoiner. But to looking at his face, I think he was always a scammer, and now you've confirmed that, and you know this story for reasons. And yeah, I don't think if some people, these people that I have been talking with, they were fooled by this guy, and they were led to believe that he was a Bitcoin maxi or something.
I don't
So
think
these
I
people are
don't
stupid. Like the same thing happens with John Carvalho. Like John Carvalho is the icon of Bitcoin maxi, but he
uh-huh.
actually is not. Like he liked shitcoins until a little time ago, and now he doesn't talk about shitcoins anymore. But his ideas about what Bitcoin is and what Bitcoin should be and how Bitcoin should work, they do not match anyone else's. Like it's just a very crazy collection of ideas that people put him in. Like he's the model of all the Bitcoin maxis, which is also a very ridiculous name. Anyway, yeah, I think
Yes,
people are not
obviously, because we are, right?
really. I
Yeah,
never
we.
called myself like Bitcoin maxi. I hate that name. I'm just Nick Carter. I'm like Nick Carter who said,
So I
what
would
did he
say
say?
I would say that Richard Hart didn't fool anyone. Richard Hart just got all the fools.
I think he
The-
fooled people that are normal Bitcoiners today into believing that he was a Bitcoiner at some point. That's what I'm trying to say.
But I don't.
And these people
I
didn't
think,
buy his hack scam, but they did think he
right,
was
but
a Bitcoiner.
I'm not sure. Like, because the problem is, he does understand, right? He does actually understand, and then he later pivoted. I think he actually, to some extent, was a Bitcoiner, or at least he understood it very well. But then was like, "Fuck it, I want to make money off this shit." So that's what I'm gonna do. And then he changed his narrative just so that he could like get away with it. But for the most part, I don't think he scams people. He just looks for idiots and gets the idiots to
You know
go
too
along
much
with
about
it.
this guy. I don't. You're very interested in this guy.
Like I said, there are reasons. No,
Yeah, I
I
think
haven't. I
I,
haven't.
I don't like I don't like to talk about him because I remember his face and it's disgusting.
I think I don't. I haven't listened to or know. I don't know what he's up to for like a couple of years now. So
I wanted to talk about Hive Mind, but now it's too late. The show is over.
is it?
Yes, you have
Okay,
to. You have
then
to
I'm
eat your
gonna press the
dinner.
button. Oh yeah, I do have to eat. That's
And
that.
next week you should bring Post Stars here to talk about Hive Mind. That's what we should do.
Do we want guests? Who do we want to be guests on the show?
Well, it's a condition that we should have Post Stars here every month. That's what our producer said. No, yeah, I'm kidding.
Who, do-
If Post Stars come, he shouldn't talk about
okay,
anything.
if you so apparently you want Paul on the show, then I want um what's his name, Jack Dorsey on the show.
Well, if you can bring Jack Dorsey, but I don't think he would be very interested in coming to this show.
He should because I want to interrogate him why on earth he sent you the money. Poor little Fiat Jeff was happy going along with his life, and then all of a sudden, he the evil Jack Dorsey burdened
Yes,
this innocent creature, this fragile innocent creature with a bunch of money and responsibility that he didn't ask for.
yes, yes.
So
We
that's
should do
why,
that.
yeah. So I want to have like a stern talk with the bully named Jack Dorsey bullying
Okay.
my friend. So yeah.
What if we put Post Stars and Jack Dorsey in the same show and let them talk? No, I'm kidding.
Okay, I think yeah, I really need to eat. Um, well, good luck with the rain.
Thank you very much.
Is
Good
your
luck
roof
with
water?
your force.
Do you have a waterproof roof?
Depends on the rain.
What the fuck does it depend on the rain? Okay, that's a very interesting answer.
Do you have like very stormy rains regularly in your old country?
Yeah, sure. I mean
Okay.
the there it rains a lot here.
But the rain is steady and calm.
No,
No? Okay.
I live next to the sea, dude. There is no such thing.
And you're below the sea?
Yeah,
You are?
yeah.
Isn't it dangerous? Do you have like stuff holding the water so they don't reach your house?
No.
So why doesn't the water
Well,
reach the houses?
the country has. They're called dikes.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. We're using magic. We're taking turns. We have to put our hands up and then put on say these magic spells and put our magical energy to hold the sea at bay, and then we take turns doing that. So you have
That
to every month you have to put in like 4 hours holding the sea back, chanting the spells. That's how we do it.
yeah, yeah,
We
dikes.
have enchanted wooden shoes that we use in order to get these magical powers.
You
Any
know,
other questions?
there's a city in Brazil called Holambra, which is the mix of Holland and Brazil.
I've heard about this.
Yeah,
It's
your
very
cousins
interesting.
live here.
Apparently, I have a whole bunch of cousins.
Yes, you have.
They live
And
all over the world.
they even have a windmill there in Holambra.
Ah,
Really? So you see, you could live there in the windmill.
what kind of windmill is it for pumping water or is it
I think
a
it's a
s-
tourist spot or something.
but
I don't know. I never went there. I should go
what
there.
did it do with the windmill? I mean, you
Well,
can
if you Google the
use it for
name of the city,
grains or you can
you
use it
see
for a
oh
saw.
these things. We don't have these things in Brazil. Like we just make shoes in factories. We don't have like agriculture technology, something like that. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just end the show. Someone is
Maybe.
calling me.
Maybe we can record your call with the person.
I, I, okay, they stopped calling me because I didn't.
Okay, we're dragging this on. Fia Jeff, it was a pleasure. Listening audience, I don't know why you're listening, but
I bet this episode will have 200 views.
what was the last time? What was the how we're doing with the views?
Well, on YouTube, it's around 200.
People need to shield the show.
But we don't know how many people are listening in their podcast apps, right? That may be a million
True.
people.
Yeah, obviously it's gonna be a million
We
people.
don't keep statistics about that because we are very privacy minded podcast, and also we
Yeah.
don't know how to build that statistics collection.
We had 73 on our latest.
73.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
not
shit.
retaining our audience.
At least we have a very faithful audience. Okay. Bye.
The only thing that we're doing now is just getting our voices on the internet so they can steal it with AI. That's the only thing that is happening right now.
Don't even talk about AI. I'm very worried about AI.
Okay. Talk to you later.
Bye.